Hi, everyone, it's Jason, and welcome to Vampires the Masquerade Rivals, the expandable card game, Royalty Pack number 2. So this is a promo pack available through the Renegade Studio store, which is comprised of, I think, 23 cards, 28 cards, for the Vampires Rivals game. Based on players that have won various tournaments. So every time someone wins a certain tournament, they get a chance to kind of get their person on a card as a new vampire, which is a really cool idea. It's a neat reward to give them. They also, the fact is in their release from everybody else. This set also went a little bit different, as it's also giving us a bunch of new havens and agendas as well, which is really a fun idea instead of just character cards, which are also neat. And then the other things doing also, these extra promo packs also bring up the couple of cards from each of the clans a little bit more. I don't know if the player, I don't know how much say the player has in it. Like if they played this deck with that clan, if that's the card your card gets made for, or if they get to choose which one, or if they're like, hey, we really need a couple more cards for this one. Or versus this group, so we're not getting too many all from the same group. Notably, though, there so far have only been vampires. I'm hoping maybe they release another one with some of the hunters in there, or even now some of the werewolves from the newer stuff from the Apocalypse set, which would be really cool, as well as get some extra cool promo cards for those. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here. So, I gotta move the camera a little bit. Alright, so we have Coyote, who's a Ravenous vampire, who has 5 blood health. It's been a while since I went through this, so hopefully I remember all these terms. So on the sides, I have their physical attack, their social attack, and their mental attacks, plus their little symbol abilities, which I don't remember all of them off the top of my head, so I'm not going to try and recall all of them. There's a little promo Crown 2 down there. So the first time +1 tokens are placed onto a character during each player's action phase, you may put one identical non-leader token from your general supply onto another target character. Neat. So each time someone plays one, you may put a non-leader token on it. So you get copy tokens. That's pretty fun. We have B. Thorn, a Tortador vampire. So he's going to have +1 influence for each event in the streets. The first time a scheme is played succeeds each turn. You look at the set-aside city deck event and choose one, put that event into play. Well, you get an extra influence. He's going to be wanting to play with a lot of schemes. Fletcher, a Hecata vampire, who has to pour, steal 1 crown from the target player with 9+1. So hey, if he gets defeated and he's recovering, you just steal some extra crowns if you're kind of losing. It's kind of an interesting mechanic. We have Brother Jason, Tismis vampire. So he has no physical attack. Interesting. And he's carrying a duffel bag with a giant hand hanging out of it. Relentless, remove 1 blood from your character in your coterie. You may remove 1 blood from a character you control. If that character is defeated this turn, you may ready target character. Remove 1 blood from a character. You may remove 1 blood from a character you control. If that character is defeated this turn, you may ready a target character. I'm confused on how this is working, I guess. So am I removing 1 point, and I have the option of removing a second one, and then if the character I move it from is defeated, I get to immediately ready them? Is that what I'm understanding? So basically they get to bring guys back quicker? I think that's what it is. There are a bunch of guys from the Tismis clan. Mr. F. So I guess might be more than I think of. This is the more popular clan during the time. At the end of your turn, you may attach a card in your hand to this character face down. Detach 2 face down cards you control from this character. Steal 1 intel from target foe. Interesting. Place extra cards on them. And Nagal. Solitary. Well, this character has +1 attachments if they have 1 defense and they have the extra +1 extra of that skill. The attachment from this character deal 1 physical damage to target character for each of that symbol that character has, +1 if this character is the only vampire control. I love the fact when they made Solitary, which was part of, why do I want to say this, Soliberry? I know I'm saying that wrong. Their one clan that had Solitary, and that was their whole mechanic, their whole gimmick. And they started adding Solitary to a few other characters. And I think that's a really cool idea. Like, some of the keywords and some of the abilities should kind of stay with some, but I like the fact is they shouldn't be like in every clan or even half the clans, but to see like 2 or 3 clans sharing certain keywords. Like this one mainly has it, and then like these other 2 adjacent ones have it. They kind of dabble in that, and it's kind of a neat way to do that. We have Anna Marie, a Ventrue vampire. This character attaches a title. Draw 1 card and attach a haven from your collection to the target leader. Nice. So she wants to get some titles, of course. David Rifle, who's a ministry vampire. Pay X influence. Put a fear token on a target character with Xmo house or that has no influence tokens on them. Exhaustus character has +1 influence on every turn for 2 crowns on your agenda card. So he's going to have a lot of extra influence to spend by having extra crowns on your agenda card. And he can put fear tokens on any emote depending on how much influence you have built up. Neat. Edward Kim, a Banu Hakwin vampire who has Solitary, so I have another instance of that. Which is the only vampire you control, you pay 1 less action to play rituals. When this character plays a ritual, you may add 1 blood from your general supply to it for each tradition you control. It'll help you pop off your rituals a lot quicker. Bennett Sigil, a Gangrel vampire. Party. Characters in this party with +1 animal attacks have 1 defense. Attacker. This character has +1 stealth breach animal attacks. I like that. Get more animals, you become stronger. I'd also like be interested. It'd be interesting to know if some of the way these cards are designed is that's how this player with this group, like this clan of vampires, won. Like, just as an example, like using Bennett here, did he win by playing Gangrel, and when he was doing it, was he using it by playing a lot of animals? That's why I did it. Or did he just play Gangrel and he came up with okay, create a Gangrel vampire? Or did he just win the thing and they're like, hey, create a card? He's like, I really like Gangrel. I won using, Ventrue, but that's because that was what I needed to do. But I really like the Gangrel and I'd like to make a cool card for it. So I kind of wonder how that all works. Here we have Leia Brimstone, the Tremere vampire, who has a Galbarist. Attack, pay 1 blood, steal 1 from the defending character, and place it on any card with blood on it, including in Tempor. Oh, that's fun. It's basically stealing someone else's blood to heal someone. We have Lunar, who's a La Sombra vampire. Party. As a character in this party attacks, place 1 crown on each character in this party. Relentless. Pay X from this character. Deal X superficial aggravated damage to target attacker. Interesting. So you can't kill them, but they also can't block it. But you can do a bunch of extra damage to them for each one on there. Nice. And as everyone else keeps attacking, you just keep adding more crowns. And our last new vampire is Yensin Kaus, a Nosferatu vampire. When any player discards a card from their hand, they do so at random. If the card is in a library that can be legally attached to this character, you may attach it to this character. If it's a library card that can be legally attached to this character, you may attach it to this character at no cost. Oh, crazy. So he could get cards from other people that he normally wouldn't be able to use. That's interesting. Plus, making guys discard a bunch of random cards would be really nasty. That's kind of fun. Alright, then we have some action cards. We're going to check these guys quick. We have 3 copies of them, so we'll get 3 copies, just like we do any other thing. We have Fetch. Burn target non-title, non-wraith card attached to the target character in the streets. Pay 2 influence. If targeted card can legally be attached to the acting character, do so. If you have the animal hand, pay 1 instead. So it's kind of neat. It's not specific to a clan, but you can see where it's going to work. It's going to work with characters that use the animal symbol, so it's a little bit cheaper. But also cards that attach to other characters. We just saw that in Masquerade. That might be interesting for someone like him. That's cool. And we got 3 copies of Ecstatic Agony. Attached to the attacking character, whenever blood is removed from this character, place it on one of any face-down cards you control and flip it to its intel side. Oh, so this could be used to, like, feed up your, like, relics and stuff, right? I believe your schemes, sacrificing your blood to power up them, or some other different abilities like that. It's kind of a neat mechanic. You know, like the fact it's useful for any deck. And plus, they're not even, I think it's technically only restricted to vampires, not to hunters or werewolves, because it doesn't have the H or V on there. Awesome. Then let's look at some agendas. Alright, let's look at some havens. We got a couple new havens in here, which are always fun. Again, they always kind of lean towards a clan of a certain type, but they're not necessarily always 100% that. We have the Dojo. Your characters in Haven have 1 secrecy, leader ability. At the end of the blocking step of each attack, a character in your coterie makes targeting a character during your turn, draw 1 card. Then each player who controls +1 characters in the streets draws 1 card and discards 1 card. Make it target. So if you're at the end of the blocking step, targeting a character during your turn, each character in your turn makes a target character during your turn draw a card. And each player controls 1 character in the streets draws 1 card and discards a card. So we're going to get a bunch of extra cards shuffling around. Also fun, Hunter Vampire. So you can be used in the Hunters as well. So it's also fun that they have some of that crossover. We have Atomic Empire, games, comics, and hobbies. Big renegade symbol on the sign there. Characters in your coterie have +1 intel. Leader ability. Characters in your coterie have +1 stealth. During your turn, when a player blocks an attack, you may draw a card. So both these just let you draw more cards, which are really fun. We also have 2 agendas. So power behind the throne. So I wonder if this is like designs of either a bunch of the winners, or if this is like people that worked on the designers of the game. Kind of like work themselves in there. But exert 35 influence, you win the game. So it's a neat way to win the game. Normally you have to get 13 crowns. Just a straight up completely different way to do that. We have Discipline of the Sensei. This kind of probably goes with the dojo. And I think the other one kind of goes with the board gaming thing. Like, hey, we're a board game place. You know, I think they kind of try and tie those together a little bit. The reaction of the card entered foe's discards. If a reaction card entered foe's discard pile this turn, exhausts this card, gain 2 crowns. If +2 reaction cards entered foe's discards, gain 3 instead. So at the end of your turn, you can activate that, and if they lost a bunch of reactions. So if you're making them draw and discard cards using the dojo ability, you're going to gain some more stuff. That's pretty fun. Alright, then we have 3 more cards, some mixtures of agendas and havens, that are promo cards. They're not part of the royalty pack. So this is the last cards we had that were brand new for the royalty 2-pack. The rest of these are brand new promos. I don't know if these were handed out at events ahead of time, and then now they're just adding them in here as extra, or if this is the only way to get them. We have promo number 43. The Old Police Station. Characters in your haven have +1 secrecy. When your leader defeats a character, you may use up to 3 blood of your color that was on that character to pay a ritual at no cost. You may have blood from other sources as well. Awesome. So if you're throwing a bunch of blood on them and then you defeat them, you can go ahead and at least recycle that. Or if they were stealing it, pretty fun. Not sure how that really links into a ritual necessarily, but we have Apartment 111. It's probably, dangerous apartment. Is there even apartments that have 111 rooms? Like hotels and stuff would, but Your characters in your haven have +1 secrecy. Solitary characters in your coterie have +1 secrecy in the streets, +1 intel, and +1 influence. At the beginning of your phase, ready each character in your coterie. Ooh, that's cool. We got a couple new solitary characters in this pack, plus it works well with those guys. Then we have a brand new agenda, which is that's 44. This is card number 45, the Killing Moon. At the start of your turn, if you control +1 prey, gain a crown. Characters in your coterie perform Diablare, gain 2 crowns. If you reach 13, you win. It's a pretty standard action for winning the game. But yeah, that's also really fun. It's a different way to do it. Awesome. So we have 2 final cards, which are actually reprint cards. So these are reprinted from older sets. So we'll go ahead and look at those. So I'm going to zoom back out a little bit, and we're going to bring up a second one. So this is the brand new one that's unsleeved, and the sleeved one is the original one. Just so we can kind of see what they do. So we have Most Impressive, and I forgot which set this is from, whatever, the Skull one. I think this might be like the second set or the third set. So the new one says, at the start of your turn, if the blood in your streets is higher than if your health in the your overall number in the streets is higher than each individual foes in the streets, gain 1 crown. During each of your turns, the first time you increase your blood of a character you control in the streets, gain 2. So basically, if you have a high-level character in there, you're going to gain crowns for basically controlling the streets, and then if you can keep increasing it, you're going to gain more. So the original one said, at the start of your turn, if your blood in the streets is higher than each individual foes, gain 1. If you reach 13, win. So they did 2 things there. One, they took out the 13 win thing, which they've been doing on most of the newer sets. That's just all agendas, unless specifically, like the Exert one we just saw, Exert 35 influence, say otherwise. Once you reach 13 crowns, you win. So they kind of just started taking that off as less text. But they also added in the thing that if you increase it, you also get it. So they probably are finding out this card wasn't powerful enough. Because, yeah, just gaining 1 just for having the higher was great, but you're only gaining 1 every turn. So, bare minimum, have this out on first turn. If you're lucky enough, you could win 13 turns if you don't have anything else gaining crowns. This at least potentially gives you the chance to speed that up by increasing your thing every turn. Even if you increased it 1 every turn, or if you could increase a character, the blood of a character and you control at least 1 character every turn, vampire every turn, you could gain 3 every turn. So now you're, 3, 6, 9, 12, so 5 turns. You could win by potentially doing it that way. So it's less than half, so it kind of speeds up that a little bit. That's pretty cool. Then the other one we have, which I think this is from the base game, is Drain Them Slowly. So again, no sleeve is the brand new version. I do wish they have some marker on the bottom that would have at least been like, if they would have like a date or something so you could tell which was the old and new one. I've had them in my box before and I've mixed them up. So here we have, when you attack, you make deals +1 non-aggravated damage to +1 characters but does not defeat them, gain 2 crowns. So the original one said when a character you attack takes +1 non-aggravated damage but is not defeated, gain a crown. Interesting. That's not really a edit. That's a completely different ability. When an attack when you deal non-aggravated damage, but you don't defeat the character, you gain 2 crowns. The original one was when you take non-aggravated damage but are not defeated. Oh no, it says when a character you attack takes not. Okay, that's why it was weird, because it says when a character you attack. Okay, non-aggravated but not defeated, gain 1. So they added this skull in there, the black bolded aggravated keyword to kind of help point out, got rid of the 13th. But yeah, they just sped it up a bit. Again, it was you have to attack 13 times. And you could do it multiple times in a turn, I suppose, but again, it would take 13 attacks. Now it takes 6 attacks instead. So it just kind of helps speed that up, because that way you're not stuck draining them slowly. Not stuck draining them slowly. You can get them a little bit faster. I like that. I do like when games start doing this. where they release newer promo packs and you're like, hey, I'm collecting everything. I'm going to pick up promos anyhow. And you get errated cards or fixed cards, from the game, rather than just being like, well, here's a list, go print these off. Go print off your own versions. We messed up these cards. Now, I get you can't do that with games that just ship out like Kickstarter or just hit retail and then never have expansions or extra things. Or games that have a lot of just straight 100% just standalone stuff that you would never have to mix and match with. I'm going to say something like Villainous, like Disney's Villainous, or the Marvel or Star Wars ones, where like you buy a pack, there's no reason for you to ever have to pick up another pack. Technically, you could say that's the same with this game. If you picked up one expansion, you wouldn't have to pick up another expansion later on. So you could just play them cards. But since every set has cards that aren't specific to those clans, you can mix and match and create your new decks. There's incentive to buy new decks. Oh, I don't really care for this new type of vampire, or I don't care for the hunter deck or the werewolf decks, but there's some cards that can be used by anything that might be worth picking up to add in there. So it's kind of a fun way to be able to do it. And then putting them in like little promo boosters like this, I think is a really fun way to do it. They've done this with your Power Ranger games as well, too. I wish more games would do this. It's kind of like add-ons for your add-ons. Like you're being rewarded. Because I hear this through some extra promo cards and stuff too, but you're being rewarded for buying everything. Hey, I'm gonna buy all this stuff. I'm gonna get a cool promo pack, but you're also gonna fix some of the stuff that was broken. I think it's a really fun idea. Alright, so that is what we have for Royalty Pack number 2. Hopefully we're going to hear sometime this year about some new sets coming out. I'd love to have a couple more werewolves, since we only have I think 3 of them. 3 or 4. Or two clans, I think. I'd like to see some more. I'd like to see some more hunters. I don't know what they're going to do for the vampires themselves. I think they've used every single clan unless they create some brand new ones. But it would be kind of fun, like, because every box had, the Corsa had 4, and every other pack had 2 different ones. And it's kind of like, oh, this is kind of like, these guys are sort of the opposite of these, but they kind of opposite, yet sort of synergize together. It'd be neat to, like, re-release every box set with different mixtures of vampires. So, like, if you had 13 or, like, re-release, like, some of the core ones, I'd take them out, release them with some of the other ones. Just mixing and matching. Like, oh, here's Nosferatu with, Gangrel, and then here's, kind of like bestial type characters. And then this and that. So it's kind of like that if you wanted to pick up a brand new set, you're going back through every clan, you're getting more cards for every clan, but then you're also being like, hey, I'm hopping in here, I'm gonna, maybe I really like this clan, but now you're gonna check out this other clan that you didn't check out the first time because you didn't want to buy that other box set, but now you might pick it up to get that. It'd be just a fun way to re-release them, or mix some more with the hunters or werewolf stuff would be cool as well. Like one has a hunter, one has a vampire. Or like a hunter-vampire-werewolf combo box. Here's 2 vampires, here's a hunter, here's a werewolf, or 2 vampires, 2 werewolves, and then do like, another set, like here's a hunter-vampire, here's a hunter-werewolf, get some more interaction that way too. Be really definitely cool. Alright, that's what we got for Rivals. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys later. Bye.